Okay, this is a quick presentation for LCWO, Learn CW Online. It's targeted to people who completed the beginner requirements for learning CW. Theoretically, you've gone through maybe the introduction here or some other source of learning where you've picked up your letters and gain some competency. Over time, maybe you've gone through and done, your letters, your numbers, and your special characters, and you're ready to move forward and gain some skills and knowledge. So I'm going to be going over speed practice here, this section. I'll be covering code groups, plain text training, word training, and call sign training. I will not be doing QCT or QTC training today. So let's start out with code groups. Let's see. So this is the screen that you'll be working on. To set that up, you're going to want to go down to Account and change CW settings down here. And you'll see over on the right that you can select letters or figures, they're really numbers, or you can select special characters. If you're doing a custom setup, you'd maybe select, what you're having difficulty with, those letters and characters, whatever that you're having difficulty with. For our purposes today, we're going to go ahead and select figures and letters. Let me just unselect these special characters. We're not going to concentrate on those today. So numbers and letters. The speed's going to be a character speed of 20 words a minute. The effective speed is going to be around 10. You can, if you need to drop down to 6 or 8, that's great. If you need to go up a little bit, that's good too. 12, 14, whatever you need, whatever fits your learning style and whatever you're ready for. We're going to set up the word spacing for 2 extra word spacing. The tone is going to be a typical tone of 600. Let's see, the JSC section will remain as recommended, checked. We're going to give a start delay of 2 seconds to give us a little time to set up. And the group length for the purposes here is going to be 4. We're going to utilize just 4 characters for learning at this time. So you're going to go back up to code groups after we submit that. You notice I pressed on submit. That's important. Every time you make a change, you want to submit that. Then here with that setup, you can do letters, you can do figures, or you could do mixed. So you can do any of those with the setup that I just made. Custom characters, you'd have to deselect letters and figures and select your custom characters and then come back here and practice. The duration is going to be 1 minute. We're not going to check Paris. We recommend not checking Paris. Over here, you could see some of your settings. I don't usually use this area to get into it. You have to click on it. You can see when I click over here, I can't get out. The only way out is clicking here, so in and out. I don't use that. You can download your work after it's complete and listen to the MP3. This is your start and stop buttons here. So we're going to go ahead and start and just get a feel for how this works. Here we go. Okay, hit an enter. Okay, there's a little pause after each section. Okay. Okay, and we just work our way through this. Okay, about halfway through. Remember to press enter every time. Okay, so we're at the end. If you happen to make any mistakes, or if you happen to forget to press enter and you have a set of 8 here, when you're done, you can go ahead and insert your cursor there, press enter, and you can separate that group and make it, make it line up the way it's supposed to, so you get a good score. So let's see how I did. We'll go ahead and check the result. Okay. All right, yeah, so it looks like I did pretty well. Let's see, I didn't have any errors. My accuracy was better than 90%, so maybe I want to go up and push the speed up just a little bit to challenge myself. So you can continue training on the same thing, going like this. Do another set of letters, or you can pick figures, or if you're getting confident, you can do mixed. So that's how that section works. We'll move forward now and go to plain text training. Let's see here, we're selecting a character speed again of 20, effective speed of 10. Let's see. And everything is controlled, by the way, in these next 3 sections. Everything is controlled within the section. You don't have to drop down here underneath account and change any settings. So you could do everything from up here. And it's very simple. It's much simpler. So you can go in here. Of course, I'd recommend picking American or English. Some of these other things you may have trouble with the language. So for our purposes today, we'll pick American Proverbs. We'll move forward and select Start and put our cursor in there. Same menu setting here. To get into that, you can check your settings and get out. You can download, you can start and stop. So we're going to go ahead, put our cursor in there, go ahead and start. Oh. Okay, so I'm done with this. I know I made a mistake, so I'm going to go back and correct it, or maybe I won't correct the mistake. This way you can see what happens when we don't do it perfectly. So we'll go ahead and check the result. Okay, I made one error. I put a comma. What did I do? Yeah, I put a period instead of a comma in there, so I get a 95.8%. It's a pretty good score. I might consider upping the speed. You'll notice that, of course, we get halfway into this and we know what's coming, right? So, but you'll find if you challenge yourself and up the speed, that even if you might think you know what's coming, you're going to have to work for it. So if it's too easy, bump up the speed. So that's plain text training. Let's go to word training. Okay, so everything is set up in here. Again, we're going to bump the speed up a little bit just so that, we can move through the practice a little bit more quickly. Character speed is going to be 20. Effective speed is going to be 13. Let's see, we'll go with the default 40 characters, 600 hertz. English is a good language for me. So maximum letter length is going to be 4. We're going to go ahead and go with those settings. We did not pick a fixed speed. You'll notice on that previous screen, I did not pick a fixed speed. So the speed should increase as we move forward. Same menu setting here. I'll put my cursor in there and go ahead and start. Okay, you'll notice that the speed is going up. If I stop in the middle of the session here, If I don't hit enter, I get a pause, which, if you want to go get a drink of water or take a little break or, reassess, you can go ahead and do that. So we're taking that little pause, and now I'm going to go ahead and enter and continue. Okay. Okay, short letters, but only two, but faster. Okay, now if it's gone so fast that maybe we're not sure if we heard it correctly or not, we can go ahead and play it again by pressing this period button, not clicking here, but pressing the period button. So let's just press that and see what we hear. Okay, so I heard an E in there this time, so I'm going to make the adjustment. You can press that period button anytime to get yourself a second send on a word. You're not sure about that one. Let me resend that. I've already made one mistake, so I'll just send this back to myself again and see if I can copy it. Made one mistake for so you can see what mistakes are. Okay, so I think I got that right that time. Okay, so we needed a little help along the way, but we somehow got to 35 words a minute. That's a good thing. So go ahead and move on to the next section. We can either do a new attempt here if we want and adjust our settings, or we can move on to call sign training. So we're going to move to call sign training. Let's see. So it's the same setup. The speed is effective is 10. It doesn't say effective, but that's what it is. Minimum character speed is 15. Max speed is 20. Let's see. We don't do a fixed speed because it's just nice to challenge ourselves and build your speed over time. I would highly recommend removing long calls and slashed calls. Otherwise, you're going to get 13-letter calls with numbers, multiple numbers, letters, slashes, all sorts of things, which don't really happen in the real world. So this is the selection, or don't happen often. Let's put it that way. Don't happen often. You go ahead and hit start, same tone, the whole thing, and you'll go through and enter your call signs in there. And so at any rate, the call sign procedure is exactly the same. So I won't proceed forward with that, but I do thank you for joining me, and I hope that this helps you in your CW journey. 7-3.